Look around you. It feels like your eyes are perfect video cameras, faithfully recording every passing detail of this crowded street. But your brain is actually buckling under the weight of 11 million bits of sensory data per second. To keep you from freezing up entirely from cognitive overload, it silently deletes almost everything in your field of vision. The subtle expressions of people passing, the exact texture of the concrete, the shift in the afternoon light, all of it is scrubbed from your awareness before you even know it exists. What you experience as a complete, seamless world is actually a highly compressed, low-resolution summary. The physical reality you navigate every day is mostly empty space created by your own mind. Think of your attention as a harsh spotlight. If you walk down a chaotic block looking only for the color red, a bright jacket or a distant stop sign instantly snaps into sharp focus. But the second you decide to look for blue instead, those red objects dissolve into the background noise. Entire chunks of the physical environment literally fade out of your conscious reality to make room for your new goal. Your physical surroundings do not dictate what you see. Your attention actively edits the world in real time, constantly hiding the vast majority of the truth right in front of you. Once sensory data actually makes it past that initial deletion process, it faces an even stronger filter. Raw reality never enters your mind untouched. Imagine two people standing side by side, witnessing the exact same event. A stranger turns and holds eye contact in total silence. For the first person, navigating a day filled with anxiety, that silence feels sharp. The blank stare is interpreted as immediate hostility, a clear sign of rejection or even danger. But the second person, riding a wave of recent confidence, feels something entirely different. To them, that exact same quiet gaze feels warm, an expression of deep admiration or a spark of opportunity. The stranger didn't change. The physical light hitting the retinas of both observers was identical. The entire divergence in what actually happened was engineered by the psychological filters running quietly in their own heads. Perception is a creative act. To see the mechanics of how this works, we can track a single piece of neutral data, a raw, meaningless physical event as it enters the cognitive pipeline. Within milliseconds, your brain attaches a spontaneous thought or judgment to that data point. It takes an objective fact and bends it into a subjective reaction. That thought rarely exists in isolation. Your mind immediately links it to a web of past experiences and old memories, stitching together a completely fabricated story to explain what just happened. Repeat that loop enough times, and that story hardens. It stops being a passing thought and locks into place as a permanent piece of your identity. We are walking storytelling machines, actively rewriting the truth to fit the narratives we have already decided on. Once these fabricated stories harden into a strict identity, they build invisible boundaries around us. We apply labels to make these boundaries feel legitimate. We call them our political stances, our deepest religious dogma, or our hard-won rules about what constitutes success and failure. The danger of these labels is the absolute certainty they provide. When you are entirely convinced you already know how the world works, you stop looking for new information. You stop noticing the anomalies right in front of you. You end up trapped inside a heavily edited, highly compressed version of reality, a psychological prison that blinds you to the vastness and complexity of the actual world. The only reliable way to break out of that prison is to practice pure observation. It requires looking at the world the way a child does, experiencing the sharp drop in temperature, the shifting light, or the sheer force of a rainstorm without immediately rushing to assign a label or a judgment to it. To see clearly, you have to consciously strip away the biological urge to narrate the moment. You have to stop editing. Because until you stop editing, you have to ask yourself, are you truly interacting with the universe, or just a reflection of yourself?